dans ce flacon une substance qui est plus précieuse que l'or, les diamants ou le pétrole du monde réunis. Cette substance, les Anglais l'appellent le DNA. Les Français, l'ADN, et les chimistes d'un nom un peu barbare, l'acide désoxyribonucléique. Suivant le point de vue auquel on se place, c'est une substance chimique inerte ou c'est déjà de la matière vivante. Quoi qu'il en soit, tout le mystère de la vie se trouve à l'intérieur de ces substances. Et ce flacon est un peu une boîte de Pandore qu'il vaut mieux refermer en attendant de vous expliquer pourquoi.
We have initiated a historic project. We are going to sequence more vegetables, 100 tomatoes, and at least 10,000 cultivars of rice. We have initiated to sequence 250 small families with parents and one kid. We have initiated to sequence 5,000 twins. We are going to sequence 1 million Chinese in order to know more about their genomes. I don't know how many years it would take, and then we expect that the gene will tell us the answers. I have a dream that we are going to sequence every living thing on Earth. We are going to sequence everybody in the world. And the genomics, no doubt, is an opportunity for us all.
Welcome everyone to BGI. Leave camera, then you can see those are the machines. We have 20 HiSeq 2000 here, and 70 or 90 in BGI Hong Kong. And we got a total about 137.
It's awesome.
Very impressive.
This is much bigger than any sequencing outfit in Europe or any sequencing outfit anywhere in the world I know of. So that is, right now, what sequencing is concerned, the world leader. For me, I mean, it's a machinery park that they assembled, and it's a big production line, and so the capacity is awesome.
Yeah. The kind of turnaround pipeline process means that I mean, if you have a small number of places.
华大98%的员工都是80后。华大的一整套培养教育体系让年轻人迅速成长。在华大的办公区，17岁的赵博文正在和团队成员一起着手研究人类 IQ 与基因的关联。作为华大的一员，年纪轻轻便在研究中心挑大梁。
目前的进展如何？是这样的，就是我现在目前正在这个负责领导进行的项目大概有3个，那么其中2个正在实施，第3个正在筹划当中。那么前2个项目中间呢，第一个项目也可能比较广为人知，叫做人类认知能力的基因组学基础研究。这个说通俗一些，其实就是在研究人的智商。那么这个是一个规模较大的项目，也有一些国际合作者参与，就像那边 Steve 啊、Chris 他们都是我们的合作者。
好，谢谢啊！
好的，
好，谢谢。那我们走了。
好的，好，谢谢。
是他会带出来。
我打一个电话。
我知道，但问题是。很多人问我，你做这个项目到底是为了什么？可以说，我更希望更多的人能够对智商有更深入的了解，在看待智商这个问题的时候，也能够像我们看待身高一样，充分的理解这一个性状。
没人带吗？我带。
好土。
762958325。
7625978325。
243892546182。
2438935428。
好，我们再来看这个。做得很好，海波。再来试一下这个。开始。做完了吗？很好啊。好。
Well, these samples are from some candidates to the Beijing Olympic mathematics team, and those are very young kids. They're about 12 years old to 16 years old. There's about 60 kids. We give them detailed IQ tests one by one. We need at least 1,000 from inside the mainland China. So there's a long way to go, but it's speeding up now. I am confident to say that our project is the biggest of all of this kind. Okay.
好了，完了。
手测怎么样？
真聪明，小孩儿。他12，不到12，差一点12。对，脚上了一脚。When I was a little girl in primary school, I always wanted to be the best. I think I was natural, it's so part of me. I was born to be a perfectionist. worked really hard. I enjoyed studying. I enjoyed raising my hand in the classroom and answering teachers' questions. I was 16. We had a lab tour to BGI. We saw all those machines running. We talked with the scientists. That's how we really learned what DNA is and what genome sequencing is. What we want to find is what genes could be associated with high intelligence people. Why is a person intelligent? How to become smarter, and how to get your best potential. 这是陶渊勇的那些，然后剩下那个唾液的可以放的时间长一点。哎，马狗啊，来了，这所以这个小人要3年嘛。
测试题本2本。
这你当时就下礼拜的时候我们把分数拿出来。不过每次精美反馈它需要有几天的时间。
这个倒不着急。然后这个孩子最开始是找过来的嘛，然后但是他现在也同意去参加项目。然后
他可能很难。
我知道，但是就是说先给弄进来的说呗。
So if we give him the locations, could you ask him if he can do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. But can I ask? So what does it mean do it? So the case control. And how much time do you think that would take?
单晶病。单晶病。
做个几个加戏就可以了吧？
什么？
几个加戏？
几个加戏？几个加戏那就是几十个人。几十个人。
多少samples?
Several families, less than 100 people.
That's what they need.
That's what they need.
Okay.
陈真，接一下呀。陈真，过来接一下。
这个要不要先拿过去，还是等一下？
It is exciting not because we know what we will find. It is because we don't know what we will find. It's kind of like mining, you know. We call that mining because we're actually mine something inside the data. It's hard for you to imagine how huge the amount of the data is because it's just so gigantic, you know.
测序对华大而言，显然已经不是问题。全部大约2000多个样本在一起，我们也能够在1天之内测完。那目前最大的问题就是样本收集的具体实施。我们计划的实验组是在2000人左右，但是现在还只收集到几百个人的血样。那么就以北京的学生为例，每届大约是7、8万人。那么符合我们所设定的智商标准高于3.5个标准差这个条件，这还是一个理论上的预算。真正实施起来，能够找到这个人群中间的1/3，已经是非常好的情况了。
usually in physics, there's no overarching organization. It's just individual groups sign an agreement to say we're going to share all of this data and we're going to share credit. Yeah. Yeah. There's Ray. There's a. Yeah. Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Wow, it was a long trip, huh?
It's busy now. It seems that he's calling. Yeah. Place it here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. We talk to the universities or some organizations. They're just afraid that there might be something to do with the government, and it seems that the higher people get educated, they are more sensitive about this in China. It's just like the reverse in
well, because they got westernized.
Yeah. They
just got westernized.
They just got westernized.
You have to remember, BGI is a kind of maverick, independent organization. It's not part of the Chinese government.
Yeah.
Don't push my laptop. People in the West who we talk, like even my colleagues at Oregon that I talk to about this project, they say, oh, can't the Chinese government just order all the smart kids to show up? They'll just order all the smart kids to spit in a tube and then you'll get their saliva. And I said, well, I wish that were the case. So we got to make it happen.
Yes? I mean...
Just NAT a bunch of stuff so it looks to their router as if it's, So if you go online, you can read the proposal that Plummen, or at least the grant abstract.
Because I know that some of these people who actually won the Templeton Prize, they just basically spent it on their personal
that's fine. If you win a MacArthur, you build a nice house.
The best humans have not been produced yet. The smartest humans or the longest lived humans. The more we know about the coding, the more we can optimize and move toward the direction that we want to move in. If you want to produce smart humans or nice humans, honorable humans, caring humans, whatever it is, those are traits that are related to certain presence or absence of certain genes, and we'll have much finer control over the types of people that are born in the future through this. But it's an essentially mathematical description of there's a trait that you're interested in, you want to push it in one direction or the other, which switches do you turn on and off in order to do that? We do it with cows. We have super cows and super chickens. We have animals that mature several times faster than the wild versions. So we've pushed those animals in directions we want to push them, but we haven't really pushed ourselves. And I think people will push themselves. There's a rumor going around that Jodie Foster, who had a sperm donor, that she found a very tall scientist who's very good looking and has a very high IQ. So Jodie was a discerning consumer.
I've sometimes explained to people how this is obviously the most realistic vision of how things will be.
Right.
I'm just basically explaining how the embryo selection will work and how I've been planning to do this since I was a kid when I have kids.
Right.
And this isn't even positive eugenics that we're talking about. We're not encouraging smart people to have kids. We're encouraging everyone who has kids or who plans to have kids to have the best kids that they possibly could have.
Well,
I would totally be willing to do it. I expect the technology will come around like too late for me, but my own kids, I would totally support them using it.
I think one of the plausible medium-term things that can happen is you may be able to come up with a drug that actually enhances cognition. I mean, if I come up with a drug that lets you do your job better or diagnose someone's illness better, there's going to be a gigantic market for that drug. If I give you some diagnostic tool that lets you end up with a kid who has a 3 times higher chance of being admitted to MIT, I think most people are going to be interested in that.
Human welfare has been improving because of environmental reasons for a long time now. So people are smarter, taller, healthier, longer lived than their grandparents. But our grandparents don't look at us as some kind of freaks or as being unnatural in some way.
Oh, they do, but not for that reason.
Not for that reason, yes.
I think if you're a cognitively gifted person, if you're above average in ability, there are lots of frustrations in living in a society where the average is where it is today. And at least one could imagine that if you sort of overnight shifted the mean of the population in one direction, that somehow not just small quantitative changes, but huge qualitative changes in the way that we organize society could occur.
Right.
All kinds of solutions that maybe are totally unworkable now, totally impractical now, could be possible in that hypothetical population. So I don't think it would hurt us to be a little bit smarter. I think in fact it could help us in some very qualitative way that people often don't understand.
对，就是一会儿去吃个饭就没了，没什么。行，好，拜拜。
来，我们4号男嘉宾先做一个自我介绍。
我叫汪德安，来自湖北孝感，现在是沿港医院 B 超室的医生。这个目的的实现就靠各位美女的配合了。因为我比较内向，大家也看出来了。
我看出来了，因为12号。
我觉得男嘉宾简直太幽默了，不让他留着，太
这辈子都不安心是吧？
一定要帮他让他把幽默充分的发挥出来，太可爱了。
好，为了可爱男，我们来看一下他的基本资料。
图像显示在屏幕上，借助它，我就具备了内视的本领，肝胆胰脾肾等脏器就可以一览无余。
那我想问一下，你那个 B 超，
我们这儿不是来咨询这个 B 超仪的，我想问一下你那个。
我想问一下那个，我想 B 超会影响精子的活性吧？
好。
因为之前就跟他比较熟，我们课跟他们课是隔壁的，所以
所以说肥水不流外人田。
伙计们、兄弟们、同志们，我窝的累死了。好吧，那11号。
因为对他也比较了解，然后他这个人确实不错，作为一个朋友来说，但是非常遗憾，他不是我的理想型。我想找的是一个自信、聪明，能带着我一起往前走的人。
好的，
我可以。
这样，那个我这边还在办公室，然后要不你把那个你的账号给我发过来，好吧？啊，成吧。短信和邮件都成，没问题，都可以。成，那 OK， 那我回头再给你打。啊，我在深圳。那先不说 ，OK。啊，成，哎，好，哎，拜拜。
对，原来是按照模板做的。这样子，我在那个 MSN 上，然后你把你现在有什么东西你传给我，把咱俩一块儿来弄，这样快一些。因为它确实12点要，我11点半的时候要去找焕明，所以只有1个小时的时间，好吗？请发给我。行，好。
因为我工作的还有一个重心是这个，我们这个整个克隆平台的这个研发实验、研发项目的这个进展，就在我们这个克隆技术部，然后大概有30-40个人，然后是在属于我的小组，然后我能够就带领大家，然后一起来做这个事情。一般来说，我们每天平均下来会工作大概10个小时以上，因为我们是做胚胎学的实验，然后有时候我们是会根据这个胚胎的这个它的作息，然后来进行我们的这个实验安排。我一直不觉得，然后我是一个就是以前很多年前，然后也是出于这个好奇的这个心理，然后做过一些比较小的一个测试，然后但是其实当时测出来这个结果，然后一看让人挺伤心的，然后所以说就发愤图强，然后就好好学习呗。而且现在就到了华大以后，其实华大有很多那个天才式的这个人物，然后其实也从他们身上也学到了很多东西。然后你融合24个，融合32个，然后花了40分钟，不错呀，现在速度。哎，不过南婷，它切下来那个包纸你看过没？怎么样？包纸质量？切完以后的。
这个没有仔细的去看，因为
下次那个它切完以后，然后你那个给它把关，看看它到底是切的原因还是挑体细胞的原因呗。
好。
对，给它看一下。因为体细胞挑选标准，然后这个不行的话，你有可能是那个包纸不行嘛，然后可能是这个挑体细胞的时候然后出问题。挑体细胞如果标准不行的话，你发育率也很低的。就是现在我们是新成立的这个，就是基于原来这个克隆平台，然后成立的这个新公司，我们管它叫这个华大方舟。然后我们会克隆各种各样的生物，然后就跟那个诺亚方舟一样。然后我们之后，然后我们这个公司，然后所承担的一个最主要的一个责任，然后将会是各种动物的一个保种，然后和克隆。其实对于我们来说是一个就华大的一个从科研然后到这个公司化运营的这么一个很好的一个模式的一个转化。我觉得中国有一点比较好的是，就政府它提供了一个就还是一个比较开放的这么一个，它没有过多的一个限制。其实它态度还是很开放的，对整个这个科研环境。Oh yes, yeah. Trying to make these pigs more happy and more released, we just put the shoe coat on its legs, and then just let it lie like this.
So are they making a transfer right now, or?
Yeah, they're making the transfer. They take this uterus out and then make a small hole on the uterus cone, and then inject all this blastocysts inside.
Yes, genetically designed blastocysts.
Yes. Hopefully this cell will get pregnant.
And you say they are doing 2 a day, or how?
Normally they transfer 3 recipients every day.
3 recipients.
Yes.
In Denmark, we make perhaps 12 transfer in a whole year, and,
yes.
and you do that in 4 days.
Yeah.
You're better than nature now. The success rate is really impressive.
So this is our new stables.
Okay. So when will this be ready for use?
In 1 week.
In 1 week, okay, yeah.
That's what we call Shenzhen speed.
Yeah.
We do everything very fast. Here we only do the pig cloning, and we have planning another cattle cloning lab in Shandong province. And now there are several people that are working on the sheep cloning in Xinjiang province.
The best way to predict the future is to create it. The genome revolution is only beginning. Health, wealth, youth, and wisdom are our dreams. Genomics is the pathway to realizing these dreams, and to BGI, achieving greatness.
那盐和水有什么相似的地方呢？
都是人生活的必需品。
橡胶和纸有什么相似的地方？
都是工业产品，然后都很柔软。
还可以再具体一些吗？
都是这种题目让人头大。
对呀，这也是为什么我们需要把你最大的潜力给发掘出来。这样子咱们，肯定你要题目太简单了，那咱们就区分不出来。
大家全都
对呀，大家全都对，那有什么意义呢？所以咱们现在就是阶梯性的一点点上去。好了吗？咱们可以开始了吗？
可以。
别太咸了，别太甜了啊！
就是一点点，因为有肉嘛。
哪个电脑坏了？
苹果电脑坏了。
啊？就是后来买那个。啥毛病啊？
烧了。
啊？
因为用时间太长了，然后嘣的一下就黑了。然后我们中关村那个电脑的内存条被民工给偷了。
啊？谈论的留在中国的问题。你要这题目怎么说呢？怎么回答呢？
就是说，你们觉得我如果回美国的话，你们怎么考虑这个想法？
回美国的话，
继续读书，把学位读下来。
反正尊重你的意见呗，因为现在你已经大了。
今天你们俩很民主啊！
不，是这样的。
不过你现在这工作一段时间，再回去再读书，那样行吗？
我在想，下个学期。
下学期。有点来不及了吧？
我已经在处理了。其实从1个月以前，我就在跟布朗在联系。
就说当初你10几岁，你去美国去读本科。当时你被清华录取了，其实我们军人真很矛盾，是吧？但是你要求非要去耶鲁读书，家长不是尊重你的意见了吗？
我觉得你们应该尊重我意见啊。
是，就说这个后边的事还是要尊重你意见的。 都肯定要尊重你的。
但是我不希望，真的，我不希望我在做什么决定的时候，你们老在旁边成天到晚的敲锣边鼓。每个人都有脆弱的时候，真的是这样。我脆弱的时候，我希望家里要不然支持我，要不然你干脆别理我，你别老往后扯呀。这事我不知道，就被窝里哭了多少次，真的，我特别特别后悔。我不能跟狗一样成天到晚在家里待着，对吧？
尊重你的意见，是吧？
姥爷也是，成天到晚的就跟我说，死了的时候想见着我在旁边儿。
咱这坦率说啊，我就有点不满。我跟你说过多少次了，不管家长不管是谁，你都作为一个参考意见。你作为一个参考意见，你不能说哦，家长那么说我就那么做，是吧？你觉得，因为你觉得
不是那种性格，我们也了解你，你不是那种我们说什么你就做什么的人。
所以不要，总之以这个来讲。
真的，孩子，我就觉得就是说，我们可能有我们的想法，既然说让我们说出来，尊重可能还是尊重你。
但是有一点，可能被大家也注意到的一点，就是大家默认的，就是事实上这个认知能力它在一定程度上是可遗传的。我记得有 Robert Plowman 还有其他一些研究者，他们在过去的几十年的时间内一直在做这方面的研究，但是只解释了大约1%的遗传性。可以有把握的说，就是我们能够做的比他们更加深入。
Well, what BGI can offer is something I could only dream about, and that is having whole genome sequencing done on these 2,000 extremely bright individuals. So by whole genome sequencing, I mean sequencing all 3 billion base pairs of DNA for each of these 2,000 individuals.
Why do we need to know where intelligence is in the genes?
Well, people ask questions like, why do you want to do this sort of research? And I think in honesty, any scientist would say, because I'm interested in understanding it. I want to understand why some kids learn better than others, why some children have trouble in school, trouble learning. I can justify it on the basis of it predicts more important things in society, even including how long you live. So from a basic science point of view, I think it's a fabulous trait to be studying. But in terms of society, and what good is it? Well, there's some bad that people worry about, like designer babies. Parents might select babies based on genes. I would say, well, we ought to talk about it. Maybe it isn't totally a bad thing to do, even though there are some people who get very upset at the notion of designer babies.
This topic is always sensitive because it is, it's kind of sensitive to the public. And it reminds people of some unhappy kind of memory. Just like when you talk about modifying one's genes, and they don't feel comfortable about that.
To be honest, started studying this early in my career because I knew no one else would be crazy enough to study it. Because back in the 70s and 80s, when I started studying it, it was very politically difficult. I mean, there were people who called me Nazi, for a long time.
外界对 IQ 项目的担忧主要集中在2个方面，一个是担心对人类智商的研究会导致社会歧视。 普遍存在的社会歧视都有其历史因素和社会心理因素，而不是说做一个科学研究或是不做一个科学研究所能够改变的。另一个呢是担忧研究出来以后会有人为干预智商的情况出现，在这种智商的形成机制与技术限制的共同作用下，那么其实决定人智商的机制非常复杂，有数目众多的基因共同参与。退一步说呢，对于那一些选择干预其后代智商的人，我认为我们可以宽容对待，这个只是个人的选择罢了。
现在在方舟基本上所有的人，然后都保存了自己的这个体细胞。我们是把自己的这个，就趁着现在就是比较年轻的时候，身体状况还比较好的时候，然后我们是就把自己的这个体细胞，然后给保存起来。就是现在还能看到，就这儿有一个大概，看一下能不能够看到。然后我们相信，就是我们现在把这个突变比较少的这个健康的这个体细胞保留下来，然后这个对于以后我们自己的这个健康，然后是有很大的益处的，就只是以防万一。
These have genetic designs that should improve the meat quality. Yeah.
These pigs, they're enjoying sunshine. This is the mother of these piglets, although it is not the genetic identified mother, but it is the surrogate mother who gave birth to these babies.
These are the mini pigs that have been genetically designed to be prone to diabetes, right?
Yeah, the type 2 diabetes.
Yes. They know how to do it.
Yeah. They're really in a big competition for the breast.
And we will also make green ones, so they are fluorescing green if we shine light on them, and then we can see which are the cells that we have added and which are the cells from the animal itself. So.
So you can see these yellow feet?
Yes.
Even without this UV light?
Yeah, yeah. And this also has a reduced size, right?
Yes.
So it's genetically designed in two ways. So the goal is to get a pig that is as small as a rat, right?
Oh yeah, that is our final goal.
Yeah.
So then all the laboratories they can afford to have this pig, and would be much more easier to use these pigs as the laboratory animals.
Yes.
It scared me. 哇，甘草它要吃吗？啊，
好不容易出来一趟，肯定是喜欢大自然的嘛，啊，那这才叫是猪的本性，是不是？
They're like babies. They're really like babies.
还是喜欢吃泥巴。
I still remember the first time I see these embryos under my microscope, and then after 4 months, and these embryos they are becoming the pigs, and I'm just thinking, oh, these pigs, they are used to be the embryos under my microscope, and I made these embryos. I was so excited about that.
Why?
Oh, it is really like being a mom. Yes, this is this is a life that I created. It is by my hand.
In theory, of course, you should be able to clone humans because humans are not different from other mammals in that respect. And our society is not ready to accept artificially cloned people.
Unless there is a market for it, I guess.
Well, of course, there are always people who contact us and say that they are so valuable that they want to be cloned. But I think this is a perfect reason for saying that they are not suitable for cloning. If they are that stupid, they definitely should not be cloned.
"其实我还是有一些小小的私心的，我希望这个项目能够对社会有一点点贡献。我认为这种努力是正面的，而且是值得认可的。华大所做的，也只是在研究人体的一个性状，是在做科学发现，是为了了解人类的认知能力，而不是为了人为的操纵它。科学本身是中立的，它与艺术不同。现在不研究这个项目，终究也有人会去研究。
I have a dream. We have a dream that we are going to sequence every living thing on Earth. We are going to sequence everybody in the world.
Må jeg lige stille dig 2 spørgsmål omkring det her?
Ja, værsgo.
Ja. Hvad betyder sådan et nyt forskningscenter, vurderer du?
Jamen, Danmark bliver sådan en hub for forskning og research i Europa ved, at kinesiske investorer også kommer til Danmark. Og det er jo godt for at fortsætte udviklingen med at skabe nye arbejdspladser i Danmark. Så jeg er sådan en lille smule begejstret over, at det ligger sådan her.
Og du siger arbejdspladser, så forstår jeg det.
Okay, 1, 2, cut!
Så det her gap mellem kineserne og danskerne skulle være den skandinaviske tungsind og den langsomme analytiske proces i modsætning til kinesernes hurtige, aktive fremgang. Der er ikke et mismatch.
Nej, tværtimod. Altså, de to ting fungerer godt sammen, og vi kan virkelig udnytte styrken fra begge sider. Ja, men vi begge folkefærd er sådan nogle pragmatiske, nogen som...
See the dwarfs and see the giants. Which one would you choose to be? And if you can't get that together, here's the answer, here's the key. You can freeze like a 30th century man, like a 30th century man.